What? A box? Why are you bothering me with something like that? I do, actually. Okay, fine. Let's see it. Well, I can't say I ever expected to see this. Medva was my great-great-grandfather. His mother brought him to EastShade with nothing to her name except some seeds from their homeland. According to the story, she kept them there, in that very box. She wanted to plant them here so EastShade would share a piece of home. I can't believe you actually recovered it. Makes sense it would be Lady Samira's scheme, but I can't figure out what she'd want to do with seeds. Doesn't really seem to fit her style. But that's about the best thing I've ever heard. Pretty impressive you managed not to fall for her tricks. The seeds must still be in here. I've got another key somewhere. Unless Samira got to that one too somehow. I think I'll try planting them. In pots, of course. They're an invasive species. Thanks for rescuing this for me. It's nice to have a piece of my family's history.
You know what? This box is basically a historical artifact. It would be nice for other travelers to see a part of immigrant history. Would you mind delivering it to the innkeeper up the hill?
My great-great-grandparents built this lodge. It's held up pretty well, I'd say. With any luck, it'll stay up for many more generations. What an ornate box. Oh, this is the famous seed box of the Medvay family. I guess it's fitting to display it here, this being the place the Medvay settled. Not at all. But us innkeepers, folks tell us things. Just the other night, I heard the wildest story about a strange musical group out in the woods. You ever think of all the interesting stories we hear night after night? I'm gonna set up a nice plaque for this. A traveling box. How fitting for an inn.
This building is truly a marvel. A masterwork of architecture it is. The builders wanted to destroy the design, you know. They claimed the materials would be too expensive, the details too extravagant. If they'd had their way, we would be standing in a wooden box. By the way, I have some work for a painter like you. Mistake me not, painting is an objectively inferior art form, especially when compared to something as functional as architecture. But in this one instance, I could use your skills. I've decided I'm going to move away. It pains me to think that I'll leave behind my creations, but it pains me more to think of more interactions with these wretched townspeople. I'd like a painting of this very city. The composition should include this very town hall, the perched gazebo, and the inn. If you hesitate too long, I'll just find someone else. You painters are a glowstone a dozen.
Interested in a book?
Well, look what you've done. You've run me out of business. By tomorrow, I'll be out of here, and some junky shop nobody wants will take my place. Get lost!
So, sounds like you've managed to impress the great Yevony. I thought you might. Your work is excellent and just the style our clients are looking for. We've got a whole bunch of commissions just waiting around. We keep them all in a ledger at the back. Take a look and see if you're up for any of them. When you finish a commission, just bring it back to me. I'll ensure you get paid and that the client gets the artwork. We're glad to have you join the gallery. Welcome back. We've got plenty more patrons interested in your work.
Hi there! You know, it's so strange. Somebody came in just this morning and donated a book. She said to point people to it if anyone asked about night drumming, which made very little sense to me, considering this book appears to be unrelated to that. Not that I'm entirely sure what night drumming is. It was a little peculiar. Just about every sentence she said was a rhyme. Not sure if she meant to do that or if she was just doing it by accident. An interesting woman. I quite liked her. And then here you are asking about that very topic. So, are you a night drummer? Am I saying that right? Is this a new thing people are doing? Oh, I'm always so behind the times. Sounds curious indeed. Anyway, the book is called The First Folk and it's on shelf C.
the painting of my city. It's splendid, truly. Thank you. And I should also thank you for before. I'm glad you visited me in my town. I'd like some time to myself. This is indeed a special place, and I'd like to enjoy it as much as possible before I go.
Oh, we're not really taking new visitors. There's been an incident. But with the storm... Well, I'll give you the room we were planning to give the detective. We're just about full otherwise. There's been a theft in one of the rooms. The police are on their way now, though it might take a while. Don't worry, though. The thief wouldn't dare strike again. Some sort of important book. Real valuable, I guess, by the way Mr. Historian is reacting. I don't claim to understand what it does. I just know we can't have any thieves making an escape. We've got all kind of weirdos here. It could be just about any one of them. They're all exhausting me. Most of the guests are napping right now, though, so it's nice and quiet for the moment. Look, since we've got this shady business going on here, I'm not going to charge you. You can have a room upstairs, first door on your right. At any rate, it looks like you don't have much choice but to stay. The storm is raging out there. My great-great-grandparents built it as a waypoint for expeditions north, and for folks building windmills on the Teefmore Bluffs. It's well past its glory days, and I can't imagine this situation is going to do much to boost its reputation. Not exactly. Well, there was this university student. Strange thing. She arrived around noon, coming from Narva. A few hours later, the historian arrived, followed by Helena and that businessman, Vadim. The student went off to her room. I figured she wanted an early start in the morning. But then she came out a little after sunset, bags all packed, telling me she had to leave and take care of an emergency. I felt bad for her having to leave in the night like that.
Are you the authorities? Do you paint the crime scene to help find clues? Okay, well, my boyfriend and I really need to get off this lake. We're supposed to be playing a show in Narva tonight, but the innkeeper won't let anyone leave. It's so frustrating. We've never played anywhere important, and the one chance we get, this has to happen. A book was stolen. It must contain the meaning of life because I can't see any other reason it would be such a big deal. We got here yesterday afternoon. We ate dinner, played some music, and went to bed. I heard some scuffling in the middle of the night, but I just thought it was rats. Ugh, they're everywhere. Just hurry up and find the criminal, okay?
Hi, I'm Amir. You are going to crack this case, right? My girlfriend and I were supposed to play a show tonight. Oh, this is horrible. I don't know if this will help, but there was someone down on the beach late last night. I couldn't sleep, so I was looking out of my window at the lake, searching for inspiration. But yeah, someone was down there. Just past the innkeeper's counter. You can go in, the door's unlocked. We figured since we don't have any interesting books, we're probably safe from the thief. I couldn't tell. They seemed like they might be tall, maybe, but certainly mysterious. That businessman, Vadim, he's pretty strange, obsessed with money. He's given me several nasty looks. And the woman over in the corner, Belinda, she keeps giggling at everyone. They're a point of controversy around here. Some people want them open to the public, and some people think they're a sacred space. I understand that the ancient people wouldn't have wanted us to disturb their tomb, but it would have been pretty neat to play a show in there.
Who are you? You don't look like the authorities. Another suspect. When did you get here? Oh, sure. Well, watch yourself. There's a thief on the loose, and no one's even trying to catch them. In my translation book, it contains runes that would allow me to enter and learn more about the Tiefmoor ruins. It's highly sensitive and confidential information. I was on my way to the ruins when the thief made their move. Very few people know about the translation book. Someone must have been following me. And the authorities. Delayed by a boating mishap. At this rate, the thief is going to slip away in the night.
Hello, Detective. My name's Belinda, and I'm an open book, I tell you. Any questions you have, I'm completely ready to answer. I don't have a single thing to hide. The only suspicious thing I've seen is that historian. He's been running into our rooms, snatching up our things and dragging them around for others to inspect. It makes you wonder if he isn't trying to cover something up. My sister and I are taking a relaxing vacation. She hardly gets out of the house anymore, and I thought the fresh air out here would do her some good. Knees, thighs, toes, a continual upset stomach. Old age, you might say. I have. It seems that Miss Helena is unwell. I've seen her looking very sick and tired as she moves about the inn. You'll see. Something's wrong with her.
You're making great strides, Detective. I know you'll have this sorted out in no time. Oh, right. Well, anyway, I'm sure you'll find the culprit. As soon as the criminal still hasn't been found, I've taken the liberty of locking everyone's boat ashore. Shouldn't be travelling in the storm anyway. Why don't you take these keys and continue investigation of the suspects in their rooms?
Ah, good. You finally arrived to sort this out. Check through my suitcase and I'll be on my way, Detective. Good gods, this is truly obscene. The historian likely dropped the book in the lake himself. You've seen how his hands shake. And now he's trying to frame one of us. A wasted opportunity at the moment. Who doesn't love the idea of visiting a tomb thousands of years old? Who wouldn't love the sense of discovery and heritage? Who wouldn't pay dozens and dozens of glowstones for that kind of experience? I'm going to bring that dream to life, I promise you that. That historian! He's a madman! He tore through our rooms this morning, screaming about his wretched book.
You don't look like any detective I've ever seen. I won't be answering your questions. I don't think you're a real detective at all. That's an old poem from the native people on the Teefmore Bluffs. I keep it with me as a reminder to always be thankful. Yes, I have. Those musicians have been desperate to get out of here since the moment the book went missing. They've been singing all kinds of obnoxious songs about this situation. Annoying fiends. Those ruins mean everything to me. All I've ever wanted is to preserve that sacred ground.
Look, we've already searched everyone's trunks. The book isn't here. Thieves got it hidden somewhere else. But maybe, if you take a look, you'll find something that points to the killer. I mean, the thief. What? You found this here? Why, I can't fully translate it, but I think this is describing a poem about cattle. Or about gold. I need my translation book. Why are you searching through my things? I only opened my trunk so the suspects would feel more comfortable opening theirs. Surely I can't be a suspect in this crime. That medication is my private business. Ahem. I would appreciate if you mind my privacy. I am the victim here, after all. It's true I'm being let go from my position at the university, but this is my life's work we're talking about. I can't just abandon this when I'm so close to finding all the answers. But really, detective, this is a waste of time. You should be investigating the actual suspects.
I've just been sitting here quietly. Not a toe out of line.
Did you figure it out
yet?
I don't think you're a real detective at all.
Have you any progress?
What a mess this is.
So you finally made it, detective. I was hoping you'd be delayed so we could have more excitement. Well, of course. My sister Belinda dragged me here all of a sudden for a quiet retreat. But I don't much like quietly retreating. I'd rather have the suspense of a conniving thief in our midst. You skipped to the last page? Don't spoil the ending for me. The businessman Vadim gave me that book last night. I haven't finished it yet, and I don't know anything about those numbers. They better not be important to the story. No, I'm trapped in this bed. There's nothing at all to see here, but I did hear a young girl pacing outside my door before the theft. She seemed very flustered. I called her inside and we talked a bit about books. She was a student at the university. Suddenly she said she needed to go. What a sad girl.
Hi. I'm not really sure what's going on. Of course. Those halls belong to my ancestors, and my aunt lives on the property. I mean, for now, she's probably going to have to sell it. Oh, right. There was an emergency, but don't worry, everything's okay now. Oh, are you sure it's necessary? Okay, it's just on the ground.
Aha, good news. The real detective has arrived.
Are you the impromptu detective? Sorry it took me so long to get here. The innkeeper just filled me in on the situation. It seems like you've been doing good work here. Do you have a prime suspect? Really? That's very interesting. Let me have a look around and see if I can confirm your suspicions. Well, you might make a fine detective one day, but not today. Turns out it was actually Helena. Sad story this is. Looks like Helena was hoping to sell off the land to the tourist industry. Worth quite a lot of money. Says she was trying to take a final look inside the ruins. That's why she needed the book. Must have been having second thoughts about selling the land. Unfortunately for her, we've now got solid evidence that the ruins are filled with ancient relics. No chance of selling the property now. Ownership will most likely default to university. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't reward you for your work. Please, accept these glowstones I'm authorised to award good Samaritans like yourself. And I believe my work here is just about done.
I didn't expect things to happen so quickly. I guess the ruins aren't ours anymore. I'm glad the university will be studying them. I've always wondered about everything I saw in there. Poor Auntie H. I wish she could see inside. She must have been really desperate to end up taking that book.
So, you actually weren't the detective after all? I just had to see if there was anything in the ruins. All my life I've believed there's nothing but spirits in there. I've started to see that no one else believes that. I can't afford for the land to go to science. Science doesn't pay. But my heart couldn't afford for the ruins to be opened as a tourist location. I just thought the translation book might hold some answers for me. Might help me solve this puzzle. Vadim made an offer on the land. He suggested running his own excavation for sacred objects, but really I knew he would do everything possible to destroy what he found. I took the book and planned to sneak inside the ruins. Just take a peek. I wouldn't have destroyed anything, and if I found something, I would have reported it to the university right away. Now, the ruins will be opened to the university. We'll just have to see what happens.
Oh well, I'm happy to hear there's something of interest in those ruins. Well, I guess Vadim won't want to buy my inn anymore, but maybe he'll get more interest now anyway. Who knows, I just might convert one of these rooms into a ruins museum.
It's too bad the ruins are going to be swept up by the university. Wasted opportunity. The entire island would have profited from the tourism. All in the name of science, I suppose.
Well, after we recover the translation book from Helena, maybe I can get my position at the university back as well. The ruins have always been important to her. I only hope I can preserve them for future generations, and imagine what we can learn about the past. Eventually, I hope it will be better this way. If we uncover even one artifact, the ruins will be protected forever. No tourists, no names carved in the walls by hooligans, no trash tossed around. Just a bastion of history. On an unrelated note, I saw the, shall we call it the watercraft you arrived here in. I've drawn up some instructions for you on how to build a reed boat. They're commonly used around here. No need for whatever that thing is. You also find reed boats quite capable of coastal travel. I can't imagine your contraption there is. You'll need heavy reeds. They're wider and flatter than the usual sort. Best wishes, and, sorry for accusing you of taking my translation book. I'm sure you understand.
Finally, we can leave! Maybe we'll get to play in Narva after all.